you could live anywhere but Florida, where would you live and why? Do you want more dogs? Do you have any trips planned for this year? What's been the most rewarding part of marriage? Do you and Brandon want kids? If so, how many? Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am very excited for this video. I feel like I say this all the time, but I'm super excited for this video because I decided to try something a little bit different, and I had you guys ask some questions over on my Instagram, and so I'm going to be answering them over here and just doing a little Q&A to get to know me a little bit better, and just have some fun and do something a little like interactive and different. Yeah, let's get started. Let me pull up my questions. Okay, so the first question is my dream vacation. And this, I saw this one and I was like, this is really hard. Immediately it made me think, because my dream vacation was always to go to like French Polynesia and stay on one of those islands and stay in an overwater bungalow. And we actually did that for our honeymoon. So we pretty much did our my dream vacation. So I really had to think on this one. I was like, ooh, I don't know. But I have always been wanting to go back to Europe, and I really want to go to Greece and Switzerland. So I feel like maybe one of those is pretty up there. The next question is, what's your go-to coffee order? So I've been making my coffee at home just because I have two coffee machines. I have a Breville and an espresso. And so I've just really started to like making it at home, saving a little bit of money. And I feel like I'm super picky with my coffee, so I can make it how I like it. So when I'm at home, I usually will make myself like the Teddy Graham latte. I made it in my last video, which is vanilla syrup, honey, cinnamon, brown sugar. Brown sugar is the last thing. So that's what I will always make here. And then if I go out to a coffee shop, which I still do every once in a while, I'll usually order like a iced vanilla latte with cinnamon, like powdered cinnamon on top or something along those lines. I really love cinnamon, so those are my favorites. Next question, I really like this one. This one says, what was your favorite part of your wedding day? A lot of people asked me this after our wedding, and I had a really hard time answering it because I'm like, I don't want to give the answer and just be like everything. I loved everything, but that's the truth. Like, I did love everything. There wasn't anything that I loved more. Like, I loved seeing it all come together. We had a coffee truck, which loved having a coffee truck. That was super cool. I think probably my like favorite part that I always think about, and I love to watch back on our video, is walking down the aisle and seeing Brandon for the first time. That was just super special, and I loved doing it that way. I just had always known that I didn't want to do a first look, and I just wanted our first like look to be me walking down the aisle. And it was so special. We really loved it, and I love watching it back on the video. They captured it so well. They're incredible. But yeah. The next question is my favorite thing about being married. Just having someone to like be in a routine with. I know like you kind of have that when you live at home and you're with your family, but it's a little bit different because you guys kind of like wake up, go about your days, go to work, all that kind of stuff. But like being married now, me and Brandon can do our own traditions. We can kind of just start our own little family things, and it's just super fun. I think that's a huge blessing, just being able to do that. Just super fun. I really love that. If you could live anywhere but Florida, where would you live and why? Ooh, wait, I like this one a lot. I have lived in Florida my whole life, and I love Florida. I feel like I could never see myself moving. My family's here, and I just am super close with my family, so I just love being here. But if we had to live somewhere else, I would say probably the Carolinas, because that's where Brandon's family lives, and I just love that area. Like whenever I would go visit him, it was so beautiful. They have fall, which I love, and I have a few friends over there, and so I just really like it there. And it doesn't get too cold in the winter that you get like freezing. I mean, it's definitely colder than here, but it's still like just different. Or I would live over like out west somewhere, just to be like crazy, like Colorado, Utah, places like that, just because the views are incredible. The mountains are just awesome. We want to take a trip over there sometime soon, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I feel like one of those places. Being out west would be a little far from everything else, like our families and stuff, so I don't know if I could do that, but it would be super cool. Okay, so this one I got two kind of similar questions. One is, will you be getting a puppy? And then someone else said, do you want more dogs? I have always been like a one dog type person. I love dogs, but I don't know, like For some reason, I've just always been like kind of, I only want one dog at a time. I don't know why. That's just how I am. Me and Brandon have talked about getting another puppy because Nala is crazy. She's crazy. So we're like, maybe if we get another one, it'll calm her down and she'll have someone to play with. But definitely not while we're living here. It's too small, even just for like me and Brandon and Nala, especially because Nala loves to run and there's nowhere for her to run here. But yeah, we've definitely had some talks about it, but most likely no. We do love dogs, so who knows what'll happen, honestly. Do you like to thrift or even do a thrift outfit look? I love thrifting. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun. Me and my sister like to go all the time. Normally, I'm more like thrift for decor. Like all my decor back here, most of it is thrifted. I love to thrift for clothes as well, but I think I'm just super picky with like the way my clothes fit and stuff. And I'm an odd size, like I'm in between a lot of sizes. So thrifting is really hard for me, just to find my sizes and feel confident in like what I'm wearing and stuff like that. But I do love to do it. And I'm also gonna be honest, I feel like our area does not have that many good thrifting locations. I don't know. So if anyone knows good thrifting locations in the area, let me know, like comment down below, because I love to thrift and I would love to find better places. I almost don't consider Goodwill thrifting. It's way overpriced and just like icky. And I don't know, I don't like Goodwill. But we do have two other places that I really like to go to. Coffee break. My coffee is light this morning because I tried to do cold foam and I was in a rush and I messed it up and it just sunk, like it all mixed in, and now my coffee is like white and it's really sweet. So it's not one of my best. The next question, this is a really, really good one. What's been the most rewarding part of marriage? For me, I think it's just having someone that can constantly like push me, and so they really pick up on, you know, like my good habits, my bad habits, what a good day looks like for me, what a bad day looks like for me, and he's just there to constantly be pushing me to be better and better and better. And when he can kind of see when I'm not in the right headspace and he could just fix it immediately. I think that's just so like, it's so special to just have that constantly, and I'm super thankful for that. So I think that has been a huge rewarding thing. But yeah. Next question. I like that these are a good mix of like getting to know me and then also just some like good advice questions. I don't know, stuff like that. Do you and Brandon want kids? If so, how many? We both really want kids. We love kids. I really want 4 and Brandon wants 3. This is something we have talked about multiple times since back when we were dating, because I keep trying to convince him to let us have 4, but obviously like we'll see what God has for us and we'll go with that, and whatever that is, we'll be thankful and blessed. But yeah, I want 4, he wants 3. We both really want kids, love them to death, and I look forward to that very much whenever it happens. Next question, I love this one. It says, do you have any trips planned for this year? So if anyone knows me and Brandon, we love to travel and we love going on trips. So we do have quite a few trips planned this year already, possibly 1 or 2 that might not happen, but the odds of them all happening are pretty high. I'm not gonna say all of them just because like I'll obviously vlog them when the time comes, but we have one in just a couple weeks. We're doing just like a little getaway for Valentine's Day, which I actually know nothing about it. Brandon planned it and it's a little surprise. So stay tuned for that because that'll be super fun. And then we have a few over the summer. And then we have already kind of planned our anniversary trip, but that's not till the end of the year. Really excited for that. So also stay tuned for those videos because those will be super fun. I'm really hoping to get some more travel vlogs in here just because those are my favorite and we love to travel and it's so much fun. And I love to vlog them and just share them and share our experiences and stuff like that. So yeah. Next question is, what's your dream job? And then there's also a question in here about what do I do for work. So my dream job is interior design. I love decorating and designing spaces and just like working with spaces and stuff. When I was decorating our apartment, it was so much fun. I loved it, and that's where my like passion really grew, and I was like, I think I want to do this. So I would love to get into that eventually, but we'll see what happens for now. My current job is I have been nannying for the past 2 or 3 years. I can't quite remember. Again, I love kids, so this is also something that I'm super passionate about and I love it to death. So much fun. Next up, someone said, who inspired you the most in life? I love this question because I love to talk about this. I feel like I've talked about this multiple times, and my parents, 100%. A lot of times, I have a lot of stories about my dad. He just inspired me a lot, and just his relationship with Christ and how he taught us a relationship with Christ and grew us up in such a good house with a Christian family. My dad's a youth pastor, for those of you that don't know. So yeah, he always pops in my head, and also my mom, just because she always has such a positive outlook on life, and it's so good to have that. And she inspires me a lot because I definitely can not be like that sometimes. I love them to death. They're so awesome, and they inspire me a lot. Okay, I just saw this one and I think it's a really good topic actually. So someone said, would you recommend getting married at a younger age? So for those of you who don't know, I'm 22, Brandon is 20. We got married this past November, so we've only been married a couple of months. I think it truly depends on the couple and where you guys are at in your stage of life. Just because being married at a young age is such like a blessing to find your partner at such a young age and be ready for that next stage, but also not everyone is, and that's okay. Like, some people like to wait, and I think that's totally fine. I think that, again, it truly depends on the couple and how you guys are. I think there's definitely, you want to make sure that you both are very matured, because there can be a lot of immaturity at even our age sometimes. But yeah, I think that's a big thing because that can reflect a lot on you and your partner and just the connection between you two. And also, something that I feel like is always good is being decently financially set. Like, you don't want to set yourselves up for failure. Depending on where you live, like living in Florida, it is more expensive than some other places. You don't want to set yourself up to have nothing and just kind of be living in a lot of stress and stuff like that, because that's also going to strain your marriage a lot. But obviously, money's not everything, and you don't need to have a lot of money to get married. I just think kind of having a good financial setup or a good financial plan is always good to kind of help with that. Yeah, back to the question of would I recommend getting married at a younger age? I love it, and we love to travel, so being able to travel at such a young age and do it together is such a blessing. But again, I love being married at a young age, but it's not for everyone, and not everyone, it doesn't work for everyone. So I can't say like, yeah, go get married at a young age, or no, don't get married at a young age. It's truly up to you and your partner and where you guys are at in your relationship, and if you're ready for that or not. So yeah, it's kind of a personal preference, I guess. I think there are some things to look at deep inside you and your partner's relationship, but yeah, I think it's a huge blessing if you're ready for it. But yeah. So this one is kind of like a two-part question. Someone said, what do you use to record your vlogs? And then someone else said, do you edit your own YouTube videos? If so, is it enjoyable? So I actually use my phone. This video I'm using Brandon's phone because my phone literally has 0 storage. I've had this phone for a while. So before I started YouTube, I had tons of pictures and stuff, and so it filled the storage up a lot. So now recording videos uses a lot more storage, and so I run out of space a lot. So I can't even take pictures on my phone currently. So I'm looking at either getting a new phone or a camera to record on, just to actually be able to record and not have to constantly delete apps and videos and pictures. And then editing my own videos. I do edit my own videos. I use CapCut, I believe. When I first started, I am not super techie, I'm gonna be honest. I struggled a lot in the beginning with learning. Obviously, you have to learn something new, and that was something I was not good at, and it took me like multiple days to try and figure out how to do all this stuff, and it was a big challenge. And there was a few times my footage got deleted on a few videos, and I literally went to bed like crying at night. But now I'm at a point where I know a lot of how to do it, and I'm just kind of in a routine, and it's a lot easier, and I don't mind it as much now. So if you're wanting to start YouTube, Editing can be challenging, but if you just stick to it, obviously you're gonna learn, and it's gonna get a lot easier. So I recommend. These two are also kind of similar. Is Sarasota a good place to live? And what's your favorite part about living in Florida? So I love Sarasota. Again, I've lived here my whole life, so I am a little bit biased. But over the years, it has got like way more extremely populated, and a lot of people are moving here. And so it's getting really busy. The roads are getting packed. Like you have to leave really early at certain times of the day to get to places on time. So that has been a big challenge, and it does get really frustrating at times, but I do love it here. And just having the beaches so close is always a plus. And I think it's a great area. There's a lot to do around this area. I really love it a lot, and I think Brandon does as well. And then what's my favorite part about living in Florida? I feel like everyone's answer is the beach, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't go to the beach that much. And I feel like most Floridians don't, you know, like we have lives, we have work, all that fun stuff. But I think, honestly, this is so weird, but what I love is that you have the beaches right over here, and then you have like the country kind of vibe right over here. And you're just like a good in-between of everything. And I think it's good to get a change of scenery sometimes. And then we have the Florida mountain, the celery fields. So we kind of have it all. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that is one of my favorite things, is that you can kind of honestly see a lot of things. Like if you want to go see the cows, you can go see the cows. If you want to go see the dolphins, you can go see the dolphins. And I just really like that. It's super fun. Growing up, what was your dream dog? I feel like it changed. No, okay, it didn't change a lot, but literally from like birth up until I was probably like 14 or 15, I was obsessed with pugs. Like I had pug ornaments, pug blankets, pug pillows, pug piggy bank, I think it was, or like a statue thing. I loved pugs. I wanted one so bad. And then eventually one day I was like, I don't really like pugs anymore. Like I still think they're cute, but it wasn't my favorite. And I really loved black labs, or like chocolate labs. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. I still love those to death, and I would love to get one day. But obviously I have Nala, and I love her. She's like my favorite little thing ever. She's so cute, and I love her. She's a little crazy just because she's a pit bull terrier, and terriers are wound up, so she's crazy. But yeah, those two dogs, a pug and a chocolate / black lab, were my dream dogs. Okay, and the final question, I feel like we're ending on a bang, is what is your goal in life? So when I think about like my life and where I eventually want to be one day, really big goal is eventually me and Brandon want to build our like dream house, or close to it. We want to build our own house, and I feel like that's a really huge goal. And obviously like having kids, having a family, building our dream house is just such a huge goal. And I would consider that one of my life goals, and possibly doing interior design. That would also be a huge life goal, which I think all are very doable, so that would be super exciting. Okay, so that is it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching and enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more. It was super fun answering you guys' questions. I'll probably do another one of these videos again sometime. Who knows when it'll be, maybe at the beginning of next year or something like that. And stay tuned for the next video. Bye guys!